So, where is the size of the global human population headed? Stick around and we'll do our best to peek into the future. Hi, this is Tom Olivier for ASAP. Thanks for watching. In the first Population Trends video, we looked at historical trends in human population numbers. We saw how rapidly our population grew after the Second World War, and the widespread but uneven declines in fertility that followed. We saw that in some developed nations, fertility rates have dropped below replacement levels, but in some less developed countries, fertility rates still are high, and so are population growth rates. Moving to this video, we want to look at where the human population size is headed, and based on our looks, ask whether any course corrections are necessary. Alas, we don't have a crystal ball, but the 2017 United Nations Population Prospects Report has population projections that can help us. These are based on recent trends in fertility and mortality and demographic transition theory. The models include some future estimates of international migration and some additional mortality due to HIV in countries where the virus is prevalent. However, the models do not incorporate any biological carrying capacity limits. We can see that under the median or middle projection, represented by a solid red line, the global human population rises to 11+ billion people by 2100. If we increase lifetime fertility for women by an average of 0.5 children above the median value used in projections, we get much greater population growth, 16+ billion by 2100. If we reduce fertility by a similar amount, we get a maximum population of 8+ billion by mid-century, and then a decline to 7+ billion by 2100, about what we have now. Clearly, the growth of our population in the rest of this century depends on how we manage our fertility. If you watched the introductory video to this series, you know that a study by the World Wildlife Fund and Global Footprint Network suggested that we had exceeded the environmentally sustainable global human population size sometime in the 1980s, back when the global population was about 5 billion. If any of the UN projections occur, we will proceed deeper into overshoot beyond the sustainable population size, at least until mid-century. Two very different developments could derail the UN projections. First, we could voluntarily reduce global fertility more than the UN models assume. Second, resource shortages, wars, plagues, or other catastrophes not treated in the models could reduce fertility or increase mortality rates. So what can we take away from our looks at population trends in this and the previous video? Beginning with the good, we see that developed nations voluntarily regulate their fertility levels, resulting in populations of near stable or even declining size. Moreover, providing access to family planning and educational as well as professional opportunities for women in countries that still are growing rapidly can help those countries move towards stable sizes. Turning to the not-so-good, containment of the current overshoot of our population beyond a sustainable size will require greater than UN-modeled reductions in global fertility. This means we need to better educate everyone on the dangers of continuing population growth and promote environmental responsibility when people make reproductive decisions. Another challenge. In some countries with declining sizes, citizens have become concerned about the consequences, especially economic consequences, of reducing population sizes. In some countries, governments have responded by paying baby bonuses to the parents of newborns. We shouldn't be paying to promote fertility. Instead, we should be working to identify the paths by which economies can reduce in size and then stabilize at smaller sizes. We need to talk about this some more in a later video. Elsewhere, in a recent report, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change indicated that unprecedented reductions in atmospheric greenhouse gas levels are needed, and soon, if we're to escape dangerous changes to the global climate. Restoring forests and other natural methods can help, but not enough. Analyses show that reducing population growth below projected levels can help greatly in reducing future greenhouse gas emissions. So, climate adaptation programs need to include population programs. The growth of the human population since World War II has left us with a greatly altered planet. As growth of our population continues, we inflict more disturbances on the Earth. We owe future generations a livable planet, so we must find the will to contain our population growth. That's it for this video. ASAP appreciates you visiting our YouTube channel. We encourage you to visit our website, www.asapvirginia.org. Thanks again for watching this one. Hope to see you again soon.